And we're live. My name is Rich Shumaker, and welcome to 5 Live. We're not behind the scenes. This is the first episode I'm doing. I have a clock. It says 5 minutes. It's actually ticking down, so I don't have a lot of time. I need to tell you what 5 Live is all about real quick, because I haven't done that before. 5 Live is 5 minutes that I spend with you live, any time of day, any time of night, every day, every week, every month. Doesn't matter. I could do it 5 times a day. I could do it 0 times a day. Do it once a month. So let's get to today's show. I think it's self-explanatory once you see the title. Today's show is about stalking GaryVee. Probably wondering, why would I stalk GaryVee? If you have ever seen anything that I've put up online, you will know that I, Rich Shumaker, that GaryVee scares the crap out of me. So why in the world would I stalk him if he scares the crap out of me? Well, it's interesting. You kind of get to this point in life where things that scare you no longer scare you. And, okay, so I'm a little bit ahead of myself. Why in the world am I interested in GaryVee? I don't have a lot of time. Man, this 5 Live stuff is quick. So I'm interested in GaryVee for a lot of reasons, and let me just play you this.
We are strong as shit. We're really fucking strong. We're just being sold that we're not, because there's a lot of money in telling us that we're not pretty enough, thin enough, smart enough, good enough. Fuck that. I want to tell you, you're the fucking best. Go do shit.
Where's my voice? There it is. So I have to tell you that GaryVee, and I found GaryVee through Casey Neistat. I was watching Casey Neistat, and at the end, a top 10 GaryVee thing came on. And I watched it, and immediately I was 100% in. And it was because of things that, like, I just showed you. He basically touched a nerve. He hit a chord. And if you know anything about GaryVee, he hates presents. He despises them. So the fact that Casey Neistat said what he said, I think of it as paying it forward. But if you look at this, he says, we're surrounded by leeches, bloodsuckers, and vampires. And GaryVee's looking up in the corner. And then that sinks in and makes him laugh. People want to take, and they don't give back. My way to give back is 5 Live. Now, I decided I wanted to give GaryVee something because he's big on voice right now. Voice. So Google, about 2 weeks ago, has worked with the Raspberry Pi Foundation. Yeah, there I am again. They worked with the Raspberry Pi Foundation, and they created the Google AIY, and I wanted to give it to GaryVee. Now, where am I going to give it to GaryVee? I'm going to give it to GaryVee at Complex Con, because it's in Long Beach. It's right down the street from me. So I arrive at 4:30. I arrived early because, you know, it's always a good idea to get places early. So that's what I did. I got there early and got myself a coffee. And one of GaryVee's big things that he always talks about is patience. I was patient, man. I waited probably 3-4 hours. And honestly, I probably would have waited 10, 12, 15 hours, because that's what it takes when you're stalking somebody. Did I tell you today's show is about stalking GaryVee? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So I was stalking GaryVee. And the reason I was stalking GaryVee was because I wanted to give him a gift. Worst idea ever. He doesn't want gifts. What he wants me to do is create more content, more cool stuff, give the world stuff back. I don't have a lot of time left. So I was standing there, and I almost missed GaryVee. You know when you're standing someplace and you're just not paying attention. Well, you have to understand, I had the Google AIY kit. It looks just like that. And the Google AIY kit comes with a Raspberry Pi, and I had both of them. And I was ready for them. And you know what? My phone, it decided to die. And this fancy adapter I have, it has 2 inputs, but one of them's broken. So I was charging my phone, and I said at 30%, I'm going to disconnect it, and then I'm going to connect my Raspberry Pi camera, and I'll be ready for GaryVee. It was at like 28%, and then boom. You know what happened? He showed up, and it was amazing. And all I have to say is thanks to Gary Vee because he was awesome. I mean, he came up to me. He was super cool. I know he doesn't like gifts. I know he doesn't want gifts. And so I took a video, and there he is. That's Gary Vee. I actually met Gary Vee, and I got to give him a gift. And I recommend never giving Gary Vee a gift. Not that he doesn't deserve it, he doesn't want it. What he wants from you is he wants you to give it back. Give back to move forward, give it to the future. So that's why I created the 5 Live Show. And honestly, my name is Rich Shumaker. My 5 minutes are up. I gave Gary Vee the gift. He accepted it. He was the man. He was awesome. And that's been the show. Stalking Gary Vee. Have a great day, everybody.